My heart is happy right now. I can't believe it's finally done. I can't believe it still. Here we are so excited to show you the before and afters of this space because it's come a long way and there was a lot that went on to get to this point.
Merry Christmas! Christmas afternoon. You know what happens after you eat a whole lot of food? You feel like you gain a lot of weight over Christmas and you have nothing to do. We're gonna rip this out and burn off some calories.
It's funny because there's a lot of comments when people are like, you guys work on projects so well together.
You guys forget, we edit all of this.
I would say for this project especially, I don't know if we were on the same page with hardly any of the decisions. Do you think?
I'd say usually we're not on the same. I want thing one way, you want it a different way.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of compromising that went into this project. So, all right, so to recap, we called it the stair flipping project because the main purpose behind it was to rotate our staircase 180 degrees.
Now what we have is this door goes down to our basement. What we would like is you walk here and you go up instead of down, understand?
Right, so here, let's walk around and show where the up is right now.
So the up right now.
All the way.
Is right here, right?
All right.
So now the up goes this way. We want this to be the basement.
Yep.
So open this door and go down.
And because right now, when you go up,
you walk into that wall.
To the outside wall.
And then you do a 180-degree turn. So you come up, you turn 180, and then you go back down to the kids' room on the opposite side.
Yep. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. I have a box here. Do you think we can... Do you think it'll all fit in there?
Oh my.
So that shouldn't have came off so easily?
That should not have come off so easy, and it should not be a 2x4.
If you were to use an emoji to describe your current mood, what emoji would you use?
I'm pretty sure that you know what it would be.
I don't...
Really?
Can you just... The poop emoji?
Yeah, poop emoji. I knew you would guess it. I knew it.
So that basically you go upstairs into the middle of the upstairs now.
And you have a bedroom on each side of the upstairs.
So the staircase isn't completely done. We still want to carpet it, and then there's some more mudding and taping to do up it.
Up it.
And the upstairs is livable. It's all sheetrocked, but it needs to be finished, which will be a project for this winter. But then down here, we kept going back and forth of, do we rip out all the plaster so that we can re-insulate and rewire? So if we look this way, the only rooms that are still plaster walls are this area. And so Tom's proposing that we rip all of this out and take out all the plaster and replace it with sheetrock.
And at the same time, bye-bye little archway.
Yeah, we would square up that opening into my office area.
So it goes straight, ceiling, straight across.
Which turns it into a big, messy project.
It's gonna be messy regardless.
So we went back and forth quite a bit. Ultimately, Tom was the one that had to do all the work, so I left that ball in his court, and you decided
to tear it all out.
Tear it all out.
I'm usually like, I really don't like trying to meet up old and new. That I think adds so much time and stress to a remodel project, is trying to mate the old with the new.
Yeah.
And this, we knew that it's a small enough space. We took the chimney out, so we already had that ripped up. We just gained like a square foot.
Yeah. It feels so much bigger in here.
Our house is so big now.
This space here, I wanted to take the arch out. It had an arch, I wanted that out.
Yeah.
So then by taking all that out, I'm like, we're almost there. Plus we knew the insulation and wiring was no good in the outside of the walls.
Yeah.
So just tear it out, be done with it.
So it seemed like kind of an obvious decision, like, well, we've come this far, you should do all that too, but it really did make it a lot bigger project. But what was fun along the way, when we started ripping off the paneling off of this wall, then we discovered that the kitchen actually used to be here.
Yep.
What was on there?
Was the kitchen here?
Which made this whole area make more sense, actually. And then we came down to all of the more cosmetic decisions, like, should we do an open railing or not? Oh my goodness. The fact that you are all still watching and aren't like, these people are way too indecisive, I just can't handle it anymore, is like amazing to me, because we went back and forth for so long on whether or not we should open up the railing.
All right, so this whole time, Dawn's been leaning towards closing it up because...
I liked the idea of the open railing. It's just that the project was getting so big.
Hold on. I think that with everything going on, it's to the size that it doesn't really matter if we open it up or not.
And ultimately, obviously, as you can see, we decided just to close it in so the project wouldn't get any bigger.
I think for a functional standpoint, like if you look around our house is fairly small and we have a lot of windows, and so we actually don't have that much wall space the way it is. And especially functional wise for what we were wanting to do with this space, a wall just made sense. We did still bring the wall back about 16 inches from what it was.
Yeah, which actually made a big difference.
Right.
We shortened it up just a little bit. I'm really happy with the decision to close it up. I think it would have looked cool to have an open railing, but I do feel like now with this counter there that it just functions really well, like you said. And of course, then we were going back and forth on the counter, how we lay out the desks for the girls in the bump out area. And what's hard is that it's an awkward space. Like, it's not a really normal shaped space, and it's not very big either.
It's 7 feet wide, 8 feet out of the house. So that's all the bigger it is. 56 square feet.
Yeah, and so originally I thought we'll put like a table desk in the middle. All the kids can sit around it and it'll be so cute. When we started actually putting furniture back in there was no possible way that was gonna work out. So we decided we'll just put the girls' desk back along the wall. And then it did feel like it was a little like heavy on that side, so I wanted to balance it out then by putting a bookshelf on the other wall, which Tom lovingly built for me. This is not necessarily the like...
No, it's not the craftiest thing.
But I told Tom that like it's getting painted white so I can fill all the holes, so just screw it together so it's strong and then I'll make it look pretty.
Yeah, we're going for strength, which is why we're using pine. Oh wait.
Oh wait, no, we're cheap.
I don't know that I even put up a fight.
No, you were very cooperative with that, actually. I think at that point you just really couldn't care less about, you just wanted it to be done. So if I wanted a bookshelf, then I got a bookshelf.
All right, let's build a bookshelf.
So we put the bookshelf in too, which is, I know, very funny because I've always said I get rid of bookshelves and we don't have bookshelves and all of that. But with switching to homeschooling in the fall, I know we're gonna have to keep more books and curriculum and stuff.
And who's to say we don't get rid of it?
And Tom made it in a way that it could be taken out. Again, the desks too, they could be pulled out if we decided we wanted to redo the furniture in there. We're also gonna get another stack of drawers to put in the middle of the desk for just a little bit more storage, but IKEA wasn't open right now, so we couldn't get that right now.
Right.
So again, so there really wasn't like a perfect solution to this area. We were just trying to make it as functional as possible, and I feel like we achieved that.
I think it's pretty awesome.
Even just a little bit we've used it already, I really like it. And I like the computer on the end will be mine, and these were just computers we had too. We didn't get new computers for this, but I like being in the middle of the action when I'm working, and I know that wouldn't work, like that doesn't work for Tom, right?
I want a quiet dungeon with no windows, no sound, just leave me in my little space to do my work.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
And I like being accessible for the kids if they need stuff. I mean, it doesn't mean there's not times where I'm like, you need to go outside and play, like, so I can get some stuff done. But I'll put on headphones and I'm in my own world, and I like being part of the action. I don't want to be just holed away in an office. You'll see that Tom drilled holes in the counter to put our plugs, and then there's outlets along the top shelf of the cabinets. So I really like how that looks, that all the plugs, all the hard drives, our modem for our internet can all be tucked in the cabinets and you don't have to see it, and I think that looks really good too. And then with the artwork, I made this artwork just by putting some plaster on plywood, and I decided to do the lake direction, and it just added some more white to the top. I didn't want it to be too, I wanted lots of white in it too, just to keep it kind of light, and so that's the direction we went with that too. So I will do a tutorial for it and link it down below. So it was very easy. It's like hotel artwork where it's like screwed to the wall.
So somebody can't steal it.
Yeah, that's right. My $4 artwork.
This is one of a kind, irreplaceable.
Thank you. But we also wanted to let you know the cost breakdown of this. So Tom was busy this morning adding up how much it cost.
Ready for it? First off, pause the video, put your guess as what you think all of this cost.
Oh, that's a good one.
Down below.
Yeah.
And then you can see if you were right or not.
Okay.
And we can see what you guys guessed
Well, let's
it would
recap
cost.
real quick before we make them guess.
Right, what we did.
So flipping the stairs, so all of the lumber to make the new staircase, the treads, the kick plates, and actually physically rotate it.
And the labor, don't forget about that.
We're not adding labor in
Dude,
right now. That'll be a separate line, but for the guesses.
that was a trick for them.
Oh.
They were going to have to guess.
We'll talk labor costs at the end. All right, so
Still working out a deal.
All right, so all of the lumber for rotating the staircase.
All of the paneling, which if you go back and watch that video, there's a hint in there on how much the paneling costs. So if you go back watch the video about the tongue and groove, you'll know what that cost.
Yep. For 3
Also,
balls.
I think the cabinets are in a previous video, along with the countertop costs. So if you guys go back and watch our videos, you already have one up on the person who's not gonna do that.
We also said the cost of the light fixtures. They were from Pottery Barn. And then we had to add in sheetrock, insulation, wiring, building the bookcase, trim. We already had the door and the track, so we're not including that.
We're not including the window because we put the windows in last year. I also included all the paint, primer, miscellaneous electrical, and Dawn, all the paint and stuff Dawn did for the stenciling.
For the stenciling, the stencil, the brushes, and the paints.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead, place your guess down below. Again, not including labor. We will talk labor expense in a little bit.
Winner gets bragging rights.
All right, so what did that, for this transformation then, and adding a ton of functionality upstairs, what are we at for a grand total? Grand total?
$2,400.
I am impressed by that.
You didn't hear the labor bill yet.
Okay, what's the labor bill?
It's free.
Yes.
Yes, my time is worth nothing. You heard it. You heard it here.
I mean, usually they double the materials, so, you know.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
This took 6 months.
I'm impressed because, so what we want to do in a future video is actually invite, we had our house appraised this past fall. We want to invite the appraiser back out and see how much value we've added by adding an extra bedroom and this stuff. So that will be coming in the future. But I'm pretty impressed for $2,400. I feel like we made this space a lot more functional. It flows with the house better now, and for sure having 2 bedrooms upstairs is, oh yeah. And so then of course too, then my attempt, you know, we talked about wallpaper and it never showed up, and so then I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot to stencil it, and that turned out way better than I ever would have imagined. So I'm really happy with that, how that turned out too. And
then the wallpaper did show up and we hated it.
You guys were right. It wouldn't have looked good.
Yeah, not at all.
Anyways. Yeah.
Moving on.
We have to be okay making mistakes in life too. So luckily it didn't get on the wall before we recognized it.
If you want to see anyone being okay with making mistakes in life, go to check out Rusty Judgement on YouTube.
Fact.
Plenty of mistakes going on there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we just appreciate you all hanging out for the trip that this was.
I'm glad Dawn can't see this down here.
All the times that you gave us your input of what you thought we should do.
And then we didn't do that.
And then a lot of times we didn't do it. And then you're like, why do we vote? You don't even choose what we
I wanted the same thing.
So thank you for your support and your encouragement. It's really been helpful, and it's there's a lot of days it's kept me going. So when I was painting white, 4 coats of white on the tongue and groove. Oh my goodness. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna link down below our kitchen reveal video as well, because that was kind of fun when we did our kitchen makeover. If you didn't catch that, that was kind of a fun transformation. And I think for that we only spent like $1,700. So that was a pretty big, inexpensive transformation as well. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching. We love you. We hope your projects come together way quicker than ours do. And we'll look forward to visiting with you again soon.
Bye! Kids are staring at us through the window.